Hey crafty friends, Jana here with J. Marie Design, and I'm part of Kendra's Card Challenge design team. Today I'm going to take a little glance through the digital card making kit bonus printable that is available to the All Access, official, and VIP Patreons in the Patreon shop. So let's look real quick at the paper that's available. In this kit you'll find papers and ephemera and sentiments. Kendra did such an amazing job putting this together. We're going to go through kind of quick the papers that are available. I'm just showing you here how I print them out. This is an 8.5 by 11 sheet. I pull them into Silhouette Studio so that I can print them at a really high DPI, so I get the colors and everything that are fantastic. But I could also size them down to card base size, so I'm not wasting any paper when I make cards. You can also take them to your local print shop and have them print them for you. If you don't have, a really good color printer that you're pleased with, that's always an option too. But if you have a color printer, I just use an inkjet printer. But this paper set is fantastic, and I am in love with the dragons, the fairies, and the unicorns. At the top of the page, you'll find a hashtag to use if you make cards using this paper pack, just so that Kendra can find you. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some cards. I'm going to make 4 today. And I went through and I kind of paired up my papers already. So this is sketch number 1. And I love that little fairy. She is so cute. So this paper card making kit, I guess I should call it. It's not really a paper pack. It's a card making kit because you have all the essentials to make your cards in there. Coordinates perfectly with the color palette. Now, the color palette is a challenge, and you can find more information on that at the Patreon shop or in the Facebook group. So I'm going to cut my little banners and get those positioned again, like I always do, doing a little dry run to make sure I like how things fit or how things look before I get them all glued down. So the papers I have down there is kind of it's not really tie-dye, watercolor one, and then the scales. It could be dragon scales, could be mermaid scales. It would really work for either one. And I had gone through and picked out some pinks, teals, purples that kind of all went with the full color palette, so that all the cards today I make really do coordinate really well. And that little fairy, she's so cute. Just kind of sitting there, hanging out. But it's a perfect for the sentiment, and I go ahead and I choose the Believe in Yourself sentiment, which would be a great card just to send as a little pick-me-up to a friend that might be having, a rough time. And so we get that all put together. I haven't done this sketch yet, so I am really liking it. Now, I did use the Easy Wonder dies from LV Handcrafted, which are available at Not Too Shabby, to cut out my circle. And some of my other pieces further in the video, I use Kendra's Card Essentials from Pink and Maine to cut my little pieces, which if I can use a die to cut any of these little even strips or anything where they get the nice little stitched edge and stuff, I think that's pretty cool. So these cards, these sketches were perfect for the I can't think. Words are so hard today. The little die cuts or ephemera pieces that I had chosen. Now I pull these, like I said, I pull these into Silhouette Studio basically so that I can cut them, because I am not a fan of fussy cutting, or as I call it, cussy cutting. I really struggle with it. I think it's because I haven't found like the perfect fussy cutting scissors. I have the little cutter bee ones, which I've had for probably 20 years. And they work, but they hurt my fingers. And then I got the spring-loaded ones that don't have like the finger holes, and I like those, but they're not like fine, like to get in the fine details. I don't know. I'll find a pair eventually. Someone will inspire me to grab a pair of really good fussy cutting scissors. So I pulled out some of my old diamond dots here just to add a little bling, because a fairy's got to have some sparkle. And I may have gone a little overboard on the number of rhinestones that I put down, but it is what it is. Anyone else struggle with that? I try and keep my odd numbers, and so then I keep adding, and then pretty soon I've got too many. It's a struggle, y'all. It's a struggle. So there is our first card, all done. Now this next one, that unicorn, is so cute. And I chose the paper with the stars, and then one that is kind of it looks like a galaxy to me. And so we're just going to get this all situated, and I bring in my little smusher because, as I say, you don't want any glue worms. And glue worms are where you put your glue down and it kind of dries in the little tubes. So when you put your paper down, they look like worms. So I just give them a good smush that kind of disperses all the glue underneath the paper. This color palette is one of my favorites. And it just kind of, it's magical. And look, have a magical day. It just works. I was laughing to myself as I was putting these cards together today because I have a lot of solid colored cardstock, which is the same technically on both sides. But when I pick it up, it doesn't matter which side I put the glue on, but I always flip it like there's a front and a back. So I always flip my solid cardstock to put the glue on the technically back side, but there's no back. It's all the same. I do that with I do it with all the cardstock. Solids, always flip it over like it matters which side I put the glue on. But it just struck me as funny today, and I giggled to myself as I was flipping over solid cardstock to put glue on the, correct side because the other side was prettier. No, not really. So we got our sentiment down, and we'll get our little unicorn, and I am going to pop this up on some craft foam. I don't use foam adhesive or adhesive foam tape. I am crafting on a budget, y'all, and so for me, it's easier to buy the sheets of craft foam from the Amazons and use that. I do have some foam tape that I use for like my shaker cards and things like that, but that's a prized possession, so I use that sparingly. But the craft foam, I use that like it's going out of style. So again, we're going to bring in some more bling. Man, those old diamond dot kits sure come in handy. Do you have anything in your craft room that was another hobby that you've repurposed for your card making? If you do, leave me a comment down below and let me know what it is that you use not really for its intended purpose. For me, it's probably the diamond dots or the things I bring out of the kitchen to use, like press and seal and parchment paper and rolling pins and things like that. Now, all these little sentiments come with the card making kit as well, and I was just trying to see if one of them would fit, and I decided no, but I could always put one on the inside of the card. All right, card number 3. And I love this sketch with the giant banners, and this dragon dude, I think he's a dude. He's a dude in my mind. Is amazing. So on these larger banners, I mark the center, and so I'm going to clip up and then clip my little flag edges. And there's the first one. And I have to flip it around because I have to go from the same direction on both on both ends. So I mark, like here, I mark the center, and then I cut up just a smidge, maybe 1/4 of an inch or a little more. And then I come in from each corner and I flip and I go in from the same, which then same corner. So I have my little banner edge. There are dies that cut this, but I don't have them out right now. And it was just easier to do my little mark, snip, and clip. That's what I'm going to call it. So we get this one put together. I like this stripes. It reminds me, I don't know what it reminds me of. Maybe some pajamas that I have or fabric that I've sewn with, but I love those little stripes. My glue was getting fussy here, so we got that ready to go. And again, flipped over the solid cardstock to the other side. And on this one, I get it down crooked and I end up pulling it back off because down there on the corner, it's not straight. And I was a little annoyed. So I pull it off, just keeping it real with y'all. I pull it off and I redo it. And look, there's glue worms. I redo it to center it better on that black piece of cardstock. And I know it was just barely off and nobody would probably really notice, but it was making me crazy. So I really struggled with this one, getting it laid down. Maybe I need some more coffee, or maybe I don't need as much coffee as I've had. So even still, I end up just trimming off, as Lynn would say, a fly's eyelash. Give it a smush, and then we're going to bring in our banners that go behind our image that are kind of the main, they bring a lot of color to this card. So if you haven't played along with Kendra's Card Challenge, the sketches are available as a free PDF quarterly. You can download it from the Patreon shop, print it out, or just follow along on your computer. There's cutting guides to take 6x6 sheets of pattern paper and turn them into 15 unique cards. But this one is actually 18 unique cards. One sketch gives you 4 cards. So when you get your photo of all 18 cards, then you'll go to the InLinks party link that's on at kendrascardchallenges.com and upload your photo. And I know it says link, but you can just upload a photo. And then if you want to be part of the color palette challenge, then there is a link party for that as well. To be part of the showcase, you want to go to the description box below and go to the Facebook group and upload your photos there. And that just gets you into the showcase at the end of each month and the end of each quarter. So there are some fabulous prizes each month and quarterly, as this is a quarterly challenge, but you have 3 chances within that quarter to submit your cards. So you can do April, May, and June. So if you haven't got April in, you got today to get those in. All right, we're on to our last card. And I have to say, this is my very favorite. The pink cloud paper that you see here is one that I ink blended with a stencil, but I just thought that this little dragon needed some clouds to be on. And that plaid, oh, that plaid paper is so yummy. I absolutely love it. And then my other one that I picked out to go with this from the card making kit is the kind of teal polka dot. And this one goes together pretty quick. It's just a matter of getting all the layers put together and making some little banner flags. So we get this all done. Seriously, that plaid reminds me of like beach shorts from, I don't know, back in the 90s, in the 1900s, those Madras shorts, that we used to wear with our fancy polo shirts with our collars popped. Yeah, I was that kid. Not really, but I probably had shorts that looked very similar to this, which is probably why this is my favorite, but it's also some of my favorite colors. And I had to pull in the pink. Anyone that knows me knows that I love pink. Hot pink, light pink, all the pinks. So here's the polka dots from the card making kit and my last little banner. And this one looks like it has a lot of pieces, but they're really easy to place. So this one just kind of goes up against the edge of that plaid paper, and then the purple next to it, and then our teal, aqua, turquoise, whatever color that would be, on top, and then our little square onto the side. And it's fun. And again, I will bring out the diamond dots. It's just the little dragon, they all need some sparkle. I think they're fantastic. I could have gone over it with my like glitter pen as well to give my dragon a little sparkle, but I didn't. It was an afterthought. So I'm trying to see how I want this to go. I know I want my dragon centered. And then I realized that when I had cut this with my silhouette, it had kind of stuck to the mat a little bit. So there was a little tiny like paper that had peeled in the little crevices. So I got that taken care of. And then I'm going back and forth and I can't decide. Do I want that one or the Make Your Dreams Happen? So we're going to get our little dragon put down. Aren't they cute? Kendra was amazing. Kendra is amazing. As far as putting the kits together, each one I think, oh my gosh, this is my favorite. And then the next one comes out and I'm like, oh, this is my favorite. And they just get better and better and better. I don't think there's been one that I haven't absolutely loved. So again, with my craft foam sheet and Make Your Dreams Happen, I think is appropriate for our little dragon. And we're going to add some silver rhinestones. And I couldn't decide if I wanted that. And then I think, oh, well, nope, not the silver. Not the dark teal either. How about some hot pink? Yeah, hot pink for the win. Always. Pink always wins. So I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you are part of the All Access, official, or VIP Patreons, then go grab your card making kit. If you're not, does this inspire you to become a upper level tiered, I don't even know how to word it. It's the top 3 tiers that get access to the card making kits. Does this inspire you to become one of those to be able to get the bonus printables? If you want to enter the color palette challenge, you don't need to have this paper. You just need to use the colors. So that's easy. So we don't want to waste any dots. So here I'm counting to make sure that I still have an odd number. And again, I probably went overboard on the sparkle, but you know. So here's all 4 of our cards with their coordinating sketches. I love how these came together. So fun. Thanks for joining me. Get those cards made and have a fabulous day.